Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Adam Burke from BangTheBoiok.com, coming to look at game 381, 382 in Week 12 of the college football season. Oklahoma takes on Baylor. The Sooners a 10-point road favorite, total of 67.5 here for this one. Over at BangTheBoiok.com, I got thoughts on this game and every game here on the college football card for Week 12. My power ratings, as well as some situational betting tips, different write-ups as we go throughout the week with system picks, picks of the week, total picks of the week, college football best bets, FCS picks, a lot of good stuff over there at the website for the upcoming college football week. We'll also do the same in the NFL for all the stuff going on in Week 11, daily college basketball and NBA free pick content as well. Parker Michaels' daily NHL picks. So much going on over at BangTheBoiok.com. Make sure you check it all out. Tune in to Bang the Book Radio every Monday through Friday as well. You can find those segments right here on our Bang the Book YouTube page. All right, game 381, 382 is Oklahoma and Baylor. Oklahoma 10-point favorite, total 67.5. This one up a little bit, was 9.5. Now it's up to 10, pretty much market wide. And I think a lot of people are going to look at this game and say, well, this line's pretty steep. You've got a Baylor team that hasn't lost yet this season, an Oklahoma team that lost to Kansas State, only beat Texas by a touchdown and should have beaten them by a lot more, and only won last week by 1 point against Iowa State. But you need to really do a deep dive and really look into this game. Oklahoma, on offense, 1.54 yards per play better than anybody else in the country. This is a big test for this Baylor defense that does rank 14th in yards per play allowed. They've given up 4.62 for the year, 4.85 in conference play. Oklahoma's defense is under the microscope a little bit. They've given up 5.45 yards per play, but also only 5.28 yards per play in Big 12 play. The problem is they haven't been able to get off the field in some of their games. And then last week, really went into a shell, played a lot of prevent defense. They were up 34-14 against Iowa State. The offense went away. The defense kind of fell apart. Maybe they started looking ahead a little bit to this week's game. So Oklahoma put themselves in a very bad situation last week, managed to survive the 2-point conversion attempt. But when you look at that game against Kansas State, they only give up 5.8 yards per play, which is not great, obviously, to a Kansas State team. But also that defense was on the field for over 38 minutes in that game. Kansas State in the second half had a lot of big explosive plays. On the whole, Oklahoma's defense has not been as bad for the season as it has been the last couple of games. So, what you're seeing here is that you're probably seeing a little bit of recency bias creeping into the minds of everybody with that Oklahoma defense. Now, with that being said, Baylor's offense has been pretty good this year. They're 16th in the country in yards per play offensively with 6.68. And in fact, 6.3 yards per play in conference play, not too shabby, but 7.5 yards per play in the non-conference portion of the season. So Baylor did take advantage of that weak non-conference schedule, makes their statistical profile look a little bit better, but still their defense has been very, very good this year, whether it's been in Big 12 play or outside of the Big 12. One concern I do have this week is that Baylor quarterback Charlie Brewer just doesn't look right. Sacked 14 times the last 3 games, 16 in the last 4, and in the last 4 games, 15, 12, 19, and 12 carries. So this guy's taking a lot of shots. He looked a little bit iffy in the second half of that Baylor and TCU game. You really do wonder about Charlie Brewer if he's close to 100% here heading into this big game. When you look at this handicap, too, bad spots both ways. Baylor off the TCU triple overtime game. Oklahoma off of that fourth quarter collapse against Iowa State. Nearly wound up losing that game. But 5 single-digit wins for Baylor on the season, including Rice. They won by a field goal over West Virginia, beat Texas Tech in double overtime, and then beat TCU in triple overtime. So for Baylor here, they've played with fire a couple of times so far this season. Does Baylor have enough speed on defense? That's the big question. Iowa State's defense has been one of the best in the conference on Matt Campbell's watch, but Oklahoma still had 7.5 yards per play on that Iowa State defense. Oklahoma's got a big number here. If it gets back to 9.5, I do like the Sooners. If it's 10, 10.5, it's a little bit tougher of a play here. I think we could very well see 9.5 come back in this one for Oklahoma. So do lean with the Sooners here. And again, keep in mind, this looks like a big number. We did have this line go up a little bit, but a lot of the quant guys, a lot of the modelers out there, Look at yards per play and yards per play differential. Oklahoma on the season, their offense has been so good that they are almost plus 4 yards per play between the offense and the defense. Baylor, even with a really good defense, 2.06 yards per play. That's why we've got a big line. That's why we've got a line move here. Even with College Gameday in Waco, all the excitement surrounding Matt Rule in that program, I think Oklahoma is the side here. Again, wait and see if you get another 9.5, 10 at even money, something like that. But I do like Oklahoma a little bit in this Big 12 matchup. I'm Adam Burke for BangTheBoiok.com.